koutou, my name is Courtney. I run a small business called With Wild, which aims to help women heal the relationship with themselves, because as you might know, the relationship that you have with yourself impacts and has a ripple effect into every other area of our lives. So it's kind of important. I do group workouts. At the moment I'm doing them online. I run group coaching programs, and when possible we'll do community events, so whether that's going on hikes or doing book clubs, anything that I can to bring like-minded women together. Brings me so much joy. So I really wanted to kind of get into YouTube because I have a lot to say, and I think about a lot, and I really love I just love video and everything to do with kind of photography and editing, things like that. So just to be able to combine sharing inspiration with creating content and video content just means, yeah, why have I not been doing it sooner? So today I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I am doing to help myself this month. I've decided to take a month off social media, which when you run a lot of your business on Instagram, it can be quite freaky, and yeah, you can just worry a lot. But I just, oh, that's my boyfriend. Hello my love. What I wanted to share with you guys is some of the things that I've been doing daily that help me mentally and physically. This is just a way that I find works for me. It means that I don't have to do everything perfectly, and I don't have to do the same thing every day. I've got 10 things on here that I want to aim to do. So one of those things is no social media. So this is more just to I really like ticking things off. I like to-do lists, and it's just nice to even though I know that I'm not going to go on social media this month, I still want it to be something, because it's still something that I'm doing that's good for me, and it's not something that I usually do. Movement is really, really important to me. It is both physically beneficial to me, but also mentally as well. Actually, probably more so mentally for me. The next one that I've got here is gratitude. Gratitude is just something that is so important in terms of appreciating what I have now. I think it's really common for us to kind of have these to-do lists and have goals and want to aspire to be better and do more. Gratitude really grounds us and makes us realize how much we actually do have and how much we can tend to take for granted. Like I was just, I had this bottle of water and I just tipped it out in the sink, and I'm like, man, that's crazy that for me water is just oh yeah, it's just limitless. I could just pour it out and I can just turn on the tap and drink it, and it's fresh and it's free and it's accessible. For a lot of people that is not the case. So just really not forgetting how privileged I am and how abundant I am. Then we've got meditation. I definitely used to be one of those people that would say I just can't meditate, I just get distracted, I get bored, I can't sit still, meditation is not for me. But the more self-development books I read, the more that I'm actually it's for everybody, and you're just not giving yourself a good enough go, and you're setting expectations way too high. So this year I'm really proud to say that I have stuck to meditation very regularly, to the point that it's now something that I don't even have to really try and do. I'm yep, it's morning, I'm gonna meditate, that's just how it is, and it's a non-negotiable for me. Another thing that I'm wanting to do is drink 4 litres of water, and that's really random, and 4 litres of water is about a gallon of water, and there is no rhyme or reason why I'm trying to drink 4 litres. I don't even know if that's drowning me or not, but aiming kind of high just means that I drink more water any day. So anyway, so if I didn't have a goal of drinking more water, I'd drink only when I'm thirsty. Whereas now, because I've got it down here and because it's something that I want to aim to do, I end up drinking more water. I actually did need to drink water just then, so not just for effect. Another one that I'm working on is no low vibration food. So this one is like a bit of a one, however you want to interpret that, but for me, I do have a really healthy relationship with my body and with food, but that's not something that's just naturally been that way. Like, I've really had to go through that roller coaster and that kind of battle with myself, and now I'm at this point where, yeah, I love eating food, and I don't beat myself up for, you know, that, but I guess there's this, I kind of sometimes can tend to take the like treat yourself and just like don't think about what you're eating a little bit too far. Something I've also found myself doing with food is being very influenced by the people around me, and just kind of like eating what they're eating. For me, I needed to come up with something this month that was around nourishing myself but was not fueled with these like really diet heavy triggering words. I want to raise my vibration, I want to feel good, so for me it's like that just feels nice. So the next one that I am actually really excited about and haven't done before is 10,000 steps. So it might sound really basic and you might have heard it a million times before, but for me, I never really worried about my steps because I just walked all the time. I was like walking from cafe to cafe. I had a really active job, but this year I've been working from home a lot. I was looking at my steps the other day and I was like, oh my goodness, like I would average maybe like 2,000 steps in a day. What this is about is actually getting up and using the body and taking breaks from my work and getting outside. So the next one that I've been doing that has been really, really powerful for me, and I would say that this is like alongside meditation and movement, this is the next like main thing for me. Journaling / scripting. At some point in the day I figure out, okay, if I'm feeling like quite emotional, like I'm really confused or angry or sad or happy, just some like intense emotions, then what I'll do is I'll journal, and I'll just like freestyle journal. So I'll just write about how I'm feeling and I'll just literally dump all the thoughts in my head onto paper. It is so therapeutic. And then scripting is if I'm feeling more inspired and I'm wanting to kind of like create my future. I scripted around what I want this summer to look like, and I just wrote as if it was happening. So I talked about taking a month off and house sitting a beautiful place by the beach, and biking to get breakfast every morning, and going surfing and reading and basking in the sun. That's where the power is when you can create a feeling around something, you are so much more likely to attract it into your life. The next one, which is really, really important to me and is a value of mine, is growth / learning. So every day I just want to learn something new, and this is really not hard for me to do. Like, I will do it naturally every single day. That might be reading a self-development book, that might be listening to a podcast, or doing like a course or something like that. Wow, that sun is very bright. My goodness, I feel like I'm going to start sweating. And then the last one is 30 minutes of te reo. So this year I am studying te reo Māori, and I haven't properly studied in a long time. So this has been really a challenge to make sure that I'm not just relying on when I feel like it, or not just relying on motivation to do it. I really want to not only want to pass this year my level 1 and level 2 te reo Māori, I want to excel, and I want to feel really proud of myself, and I want to actually feel like I am soaking in what I'm learning. Anyway team, that is the 10 things that I aim to do each day that's going to make me feel really good mentally and physically. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you've got some inspiration. Remember, this is, I'm not doing social media, so I do have a lot more time. I also run my own business, so I have a lot of the time throughout the day to do these things. So for you, if you're kind of like listening to this and being like, whoa, that's too much, that's totally fine. Maybe I would suggest finding maybe using 3 of those things and just committing to that this month. For me, it really helps having like a lot, because I can kind of pick and choose and just, you know, oh, I don't really feel like taking in any knowledge today, I just want to like relax, so I'm just going to walk and meditate, and that's awesome. Really important to check in with how you're feeling, because sometimes the things that are supposed to make us feel good, we put too much pressure on it that it ends up being a chore, and it ends up having the opposite effect that we want it to. Let me know below. Your comments will help me to know what you want more of, or, you know, even if you want to hear me or listen to me. But yeah, also subscribe, because that's what all the YouTubers say. Okay, ka kite anō.